So first this happened, then this happened, and then this happened. So let's discuss everything that we found out about For Bikini Bottom Rehydrated right now. So a quick shout out to Ender. The fan art that they submitted was actually the clip you just saw. They did a video animation for Metal Duckos, and I basically just decided to use it as my intro. And so I hope you all liked it. Ender, this was really great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know you were looking forward to seeing your clip be shared in a video, so I hope this was sufficient. And just again, thank you so much. I really love that you put so much time into making this animation. I really appreciate it. Anyway, hello there beautiful human, my name is RidersDX and welcome to my channel where today we've got quite a bit of For Bikini Bottom Rehydrated news today, and we've got enough where I feel like I could definitely make a pretty adequately lengthy video on everything that we've seen. So of all the things we found out, I've gathered 10 bullet points that I want to go over. So let's not waste any time and just dive right into the list. At number 1, I'm gonna start immediately with the title and thumbnail of this video, but Patrick Starr has officially been unveiled. And so what happened was IGN released 22 brand new screenshots, and quite a few of them show off Patrick Starr for the very first time, and he looks just as bubbly and just as adorable as I imagined he was going to. You know, I could tell from the initial art that we got when the game was first announced that Patrick's gonna be taking on this more like bubbly, like cutesy art style, and it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I personally think Patrick just looks so adorable. Like, I love it so much, I kind of want to put it in my pocket. Like, that's how adorable I find Patrick to be in this game. And so you have some screenshots over here, and he's got some really funny and cute facial expressions. I really like how he looks when he's scared in particular. I think it just looks very, very precious, and just he looks so expressive over here. And a lot of things I said about SpongeBob's model, I gotta say the same things for Patrick. I really love the art style they're going for it. I think it really brings the show to life. It feels a lot like where the show is nowadays. You know, if you watch episodes of SpongeBob Squarepants recently, then the show is a lot more expressive and a lot more wild in terms of like its range of emotions. I think the game's art style really reflects that, and it'll be a great way to kind of draw in new fans in my opinion. One thing I did want to note though is that in one of the screenshots you see Patrick standing on top of the fountain. I'm like, I don't think you're able to actually get on top of the fountain in the original game, and so I don't know if they just did this for a scenic purpose, you know, just place Patrick on top of the fountain, or you know, maybe there's a speedrunning tactic that you can use to get Patrick on top of the fountain. There probably is. I'm pretty sure if you really wanted to, you could get Patrick on top of this fountain. I just don't recall it being an easy thing to do in the original game, but let me know if I'm wrong. You know, I may have just like never tried it either, so that's another thing. But yeah, Patrick looks absolutely amazing, and I'm really looking forward to playing him in the actual game. I just think that he looks great, and he is my favorite SpongeBob character actually, so just kind of being able to see him realized in this format is really special for me. And number 2, I want to turn your attention to the new Tiki designs that we got to see. So in this screenshot, you can see quite a few Tikis in the background, and one of the Tikis I want to immediately bring your attention to is the Thunder Tiki, because this looks pretty different actually from the original design. So the original design definitely had a very different set of eyes and a different color scheme overall. These Thunder Tikis are almost completely yellow. There's almost no trace of red in them anymore, and their eyes are a little bit more separated than I last remembered, or maybe they're just designed a little bit differently. I'm not sure. It'll take a little bit of getting used to. I'm pretty neutral on it. Like, I don't love it more, but I don't also hate it more either. I think I kind of like both the same, so it really doesn't make a huge difference to me. I think they changed the color scheme because they made the base brown Tiki more of a red and yellow color, so they had to make the Thunder Tiki a bit of a different color scheme as well. You also got those silent Tikis under it, and these are the ones you have to sneak up to as SpongeBob to kill them, or draw fruit at with Patrick, or lasso with Sandy, and they actually look very similar to the For Bikini Bottom ones. They just look like they were upgraded visually. That's it. It looks like a pretty similar color scheme, and so I think it's interesting that they stuck to the original design for the most part with these Tikis compared to the other Tikis. And so I'm not really sure what the rationale was in changing the design of some Tikis and not changing some of the other ones. It might have just been like an art preference thing, but I think all the Tikis look great in this game, honestly. It definitely is a visual upgrade from the original game. And number 3, so this was something I actually did not notice, but I was actually watching Chester's video over at CNB Extra where he talked about these screenshots as well, and he noted that you actually couldn't see Mrs. Puff in one of the screenshots. And so I went to look back at it, and what do you know? You can't see Mrs. Puff. You can only see her behind, but yes, that is Mrs. Puff right over there in the corner. We can only see her from the back, so we don't know what she looks like in front of her face, but she does keep the same location in the game in Jellyfish Fields and such, and so we can very much look forward to Mrs. Puff saying no to Patrick's question on whether he can get a cookie. I think that's what Patrick asked Mrs. Puff back then. If I got that wrong, then please attack me in the comment section below, because I'll be very ashamed as a For Bikini Bottom fan if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure Patrick asked Mrs. Puff at this point in the game if he could have a cookie, and Mrs. Puff was like, no. And number 4, and this is another thing that I didn't notice, but there's also a sighting of Mr. Krabs in a couple of the screenshots. And so I actually found this out from a Discord user in my server named Sheriff the Great. And so shout out to Sheriff for pointing this out, because I wouldn't have included it in this video otherwise. But you can see a very, very small snapshot of Mr. Krabs in a couple of the screenshots. And so unfortunately, you really can't tell much from these screenshots. He's barely legible, but he is there, and he seems to have kind of like a similar art style to the other characters so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what Mr. Krabs looks like full on in a future screenshot or a future video. But yeah, Mr. Krabs is right there, and that's technically our very first look at him. So I'm loving how we're slowly seeing more and more things get unveiled to us in like just these very subtle, not very major ways. You know, they're not making a big deal of all these little reviews, but you know, for a long time For Bikini Bottom and Spongebob fan like me, like I'm just kind of like going crazy excited over all these little details, and it's just such an awesome feeling. And number 5, this was something I was really excited to see in the screenshots, but we got to see concept art of downtown Bikini Bottom. And so take a look at this and just look at how gorgeous this concept art looks. Now, of course, it's not an in-game screenshot, so we still don't have an actual in-game screenshot of what the level looks like, but you can pretty much assume that the level is going to look pretty similar to this. I mean, there might be some major differences here and there, but for the most part, I think it is going to look the same. One of the first things I noticed is all the ketchup that's around. You know, the ketchup just looks very, very gives it that downtown Bikini Bottom look from the For Bikini Bottom game. One of the other details I noticed is that you can see PLKN listed at the bottom of the screenshot, and it kind of gives me vibes of the movie game actually, in terms of the confetti that you saw in Planktopolis. And so I thought that was a really cool addition. I don't remember that being in the original game. And also a really big detail that people might miss is that this concept art is drawn in the sunset, so it's not daytime like the original For Bikini Bottom level was. And so I wonder if part of this level or the entire level is going to be in the sunset. I think that would be a really interesting thing, definitely. You know, the background music for downtown Bikini Bottom definitely can give you like a very sunset vibe. And so if they decide to go with that route for this game, then I think that'd be really cool. I will note, however, that in a previous concept art I'm pretty sure that we got when the game was first announced, we did see the screenshot Jellyfish Fields in the sunset, and we didn't see that in the alpha demo. And so I'm wondering, is this going to be a feature where you can change the time of day in the levels, or is it just going to be built into certain sections of the level, or is it just something they decide to do just for like visual purposes but not something they actually going to input in the game? I'm not sure. I think it'd be really cool to see all these different levels in different times of the day. Like imagine what Rock Bottom would look like in the daytime. I don't think they'll do that, but just imagining what Rock Bottom would look like with a bright lit sky would be really interesting to see, but I think that would defeat the whole purpose of the level, and I'm just gonna shut up now. The next couple bullet points at number 6 and number 7, I'm a little bit confused about it because I'm not really sure if this is what I'm thinking it is. But for number 6, I think we might have seen a screenshot of the tartar sauce robot. And so if you look over here, go to where the Thunder Tiki and the Silent Tiki are, and you see that behind that photo robot there's this like little bottle, what looks like tartar sauce like behind it. It looks very similar to that screenshot of the tartar sauce robot in that concept art that we got with the demo. And so I think this is the tartar sauce robot. Unfortunately, the fodder is blocking part of it, so I can't see what the actual robot looks like, but I'm pretty sure this is the tartar sauce robot. And so this is technically our first in-game screenshot look at the tartar sauce robot. However, I'm also wondering if it's what I think number 7 is, which are these bottles that you just kind of see lying around the levels. And so I saw 2 screenshots where these are there, and I'm wondering if this was in a demo as well, and I just didn't notice it. But yeah, you see these like little little bottles just like embedded in the ground and throughout Jellyfish Fields. And I can't read what the text is on that bottle, unfortunately. It's covered up partly by the sand, but I don't recall this being something that was done in the original game. I mean, I remember rockets or like propellers being put into the ground, but not like these bottles. And so I don't know, if I'm completely wrong and they actually were in the original game, then please let me know, and again, I will punish myself for not being a true fan. But I'm just kidding. It's just a nice little detail that I noticed and I wanted to bring up. And number 8, so going back to the concept arts, we also got concept art of Rock Bottom, and oof, Rock Bottom looks completely epic here. You know, it looks a little bit more vibrant in terms of its colors, which doesn't surprise me because I just feel like that's what they've been doing to Jellyfish Fields, is making it a lot more vibrant, and I think they're going to kind of add a little bit more contrast in Rock Bottom too. So I don't think Rock Bottom's going to look as scary in this game as it did in the original, which I'm fine with. You know, it's Spongebob Squarepants. Like, I'm not looking for this hyper realistic environment with Rock Bottom, but yeah, Rock Bottom is looking pretty epic around here. I'm loving all the lights around, and it looks a little bit more similar actually to the original game, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this just being updated visually in the actual game. And number 9, so this was something that was already covered by numerous YouTubers before, but I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it because it is a pretty significant thing nonetheless. But they at THQ Nordic announced these collector's editions that you can get, and they look pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very tempted, and I'm not typically a collector's edition person, and so it's very interesting to be in this position where I might actually be interested in like purchasing one of these. But there are 2 editions about Bikini Bottom Rehydrated that you can get. I'm gonna go over the Shiny Edition first, which comes with this awesome SpongeBob statue with a moving tongue. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the moving tongue, I died of laughter because it's just so ridiculous. It's just, I'm thinking about like those memes of SpongeBob looking like the most inappropriate things in the world. So it's really awesome. Along with this really great SpongeBob statue, you also get 6 lithographs, these SpongeBob Squarepants tennis socks, and wall stickers, and of course the base game. And so this looks like a really cool package. It is $150 US, so it's not cheap. But if you think that's expensive, then take a look at the Fun Edition. And so the Fun Edition comes with everything that was in the Shiny Edition, but it also comes with Patrick and Sandy figurines, which look just as awesome, if not more. Especially love Sandy's because I love the fact that Tiki is behind her. It also comes with these key rings with all the Tikis on them. Oh my gosh, I'm dying of fandom just looking at it. It also comes with the actual game. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff here, but this edition is $300 US. And so I personally have never understood why these collector's editions cost so much money. Like, I don't understand why these items like are a bigger value than the actual game, but that's just my opinion. But nonetheless, it looks really awesome, and just looking at these clips, I'm really tempted to do it. I don't usually buy collector's editions, but if I do end up deciding to get one of these, then I will probably do some kind of unboxing or just show off everything in like another video. But yeah, it's really cool. So if you're a diehard SpongeBob fan, which I imagine a lot of you are if you're watching this video, then this is something that's out there. And number 10, so if I'm gonna be honest, that's actually everything that I've kind of gleaned from all the screenshots, but I just wanted to turn your attention to a few of these screenshots that kind of show off just how gorgeous this game is coming out to be. So take a look at this screenshot. You can see pretty much the entire first area of Jellyfish Fields while you're playing SpongeBob, and gosh, I don't know, I just think this looks absolutely amazing. And you can see off in the background the later sections of Jellyfish Fields, like you can see that long slide at the end of the level, for example, way out there. And I don't know, man, this looks so beautiful, and this game is just such a dream come true, and I'm just so happy to see that it exists. You know, it's such a great feeling to know that if you let your voice be heard and you work hard and you notify the right kinds of people, then things like this can happen. And I just think this is a really big testament to how great and strong our community is. And you know, just seeing this game like actually become a reality is one of the most rewarding things that I think I've experienced as a video game fan. So I just want to give a big shout out to everyone in the SpongeBob community. Thank you all so much for just supporting this idea and for supporting THQ Nordic. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do about Bikini Bottom Rehydrated it. Like, this is great. This is just really great. But okay, that's everything for today's video. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What were your favorite things that you got from those screenshots, and are you going to be getting the collector's edition or not? Let me know why not in the comment section below. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, you want to see more in the future. Follow me on Twitter or Twitch, and join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. Special shout out to Team Rival Sonic Gamer, Reese Gaming, Andrew Coughlin, and Glitched Alpha. These are my patrons/YouTube members. If you'd like to become a patron or YouTube member and get access to a whole bunch of different perks, then please check out my links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.